The kakapo is undoubtedly one of the most remarkable birds in the world. To call it unique is an understatement. It's a parrot that looks like an owl, hops like a sparrow, grows like a dog, and has a very unique smell. The kakapo is a large, flightless, heavy parrot with a long, rounded tail. Male and female birds are similar, except that females are smaller and have shorter tails. It's called owl parrot because the stiff feathers around the eye give it an owl-like look. With its very soft, moissy green, almost yellow feathers, camouflage is the bird's main defense. They have almost fur-like discs around the eye. The kakapo weighs up to 2 to 4 kilograms and can get 60 to 90 years old. The male can grow 60 to 65 centimeters long. They have a beak in the center of their head where we have our nose. They also have big claws to hold on tight on thin branches they can balance on. The only purpose for their rudimentary wings is to keep balance when they climb. Originally, the kakapo lived widespread all over the huge island of New Zealand. The kakapo lives in dense scrub forests and subalpine grasslands, which are important for its breeding on the ground because it can hide its nests in the high grass. Furthermore, in this environment, the bird finds enough nest-building materials and enough food. The kakapo is a non-migrator, meaning that the bird stays in one place throughout the whole year. This habitat provides an ideal shelter for this non-flying bird because for centuries, there didn't exist any food competitors or predators. The kakapo's eccentric breeding behavior has served as a natural population control in safe environment without competition for food or natural predators. In the 19th century, the European immigrants imported predators such as cats, rats, weasels, and food competitors such as opossums, deer into the habitat of the kakapo. Finally, the human settlement and land clearance certainly contributed to the decline of the kakapo's habitat, so that the number of kakapos has reduced to about 50 in the early 1990s when the kakapo was considered extinct. Nowadays, the few hundred surviving kakapos were relocated and live in 3 New Zealand islands: Stewart Island, Little Barrier Island, and Codfish Island. The kakapo's economical, social, and cultural importance. In former days, the kakapo was an excellent food source for the Maori as well as for the first European immigrants. The Maori did not only hunt it for its meat, but also for its feathers to make up their traditional clothing. The kakapo also played a very important role in the folklore and legends of the Maori. Nowadays, there is no real use for the kakapo except sometimes he's the topic of many books and documentaries. As a pure vegetarian bird, the kakapo plays an important role as a distributor of plant seeds in New Zealand. He does this by eating the fruits, plants, and seeds, and then spreading his feces on the ground. Kakapo is at the very bottom of the food chain since he is no hunter or carnivore. Instead, he's pure vegetarian. He mainly eats the fruit of the remo tree, seeds, bulbs, leaves, and roots. On the other hand, the kakapo himself is a food source for many animals such as hogs, cats, rats, deer, sheep, pig, and even humans. Since the kakapo's only habitat is an island and there's only a small population left, the kakapo is counted directly, meaning that scientists walk through the forest and look for the actual birds or their nests. If they find any, then they either mark the eggs or mark the actual kakapo by a metal ring around their leg, which contains a unique number. Also, they put little sensors on the kakapos so they know their location. Scientists are always aware of the exact number of kakapos because it's a small population in a small area, and they're easier to find than other birds since they don't fly. The kakapo has an interesting adaptation. When an enemy approaches, they stand completely still, hoping to blend in with the environment. Since the environment of them is green, brown, and a little yellow, forest and grasslands, they might actually accomplish this. Fun facts. It's the heaviest parrot in the world. It takes a long time for the Kakapo to get tired. Some of them can move a couple of miles each night. The Kakapo can't fly, although it has big wings. With its big claws, the Kakapo is a great climber. Its wings help him to balance. The Kakapo is pure vegetarian. It's the longest-lived bird, and mean life expects a life of 60 to 90 years. It's the only parrot to have a leg mating system, meaning that the males dug out a hole in the earth and call for a female. When they call for the female, their air sac blows up, and a sound which can travel over several kilometers attracts females. The Kakapo has a very special odor. You can smell them over a great distance. The Kakapo is one of New Zealand's unique treasures, with only 129 known surviving, including 11 chicks born in 2011. This species is currently critically endangered. Even though there was a time where only 50 exemplars were surviving, the Kakapo has never been extinct in the wild, instead transported to a new safe home where it could live in the wild. Since of this number of Kakapos started to increase again, but still is critically endangered. Furthermore, scientists undertake intensive breeding supportive measurements like heating and monitoring the nests and feeding the chicks. They even feed the adult animals with supplementary food to increase the breeding frequency. They also monitor all individuals with radio tags. In 2004, 3 little chicks died of bacterial infection, and the activists prevented this infection to spread by treating the other Kakapos with antibiotics. With this investigation of conserving programs, the number of Kakapos is now slowly increasing. From its lowest point in 1995, with only 51 living Kakapos, the Kakapo has increased to a point where there were 129 surviving exemplars in 2011. One thing I would like scientists to do is to inform the public about this bird and to tell them how unique it is. This could happen through TV, documentaries, as well as written media. Attractions like zoos and animal circuses could show this unique bird. This is necessary to get humans aware of the needs, like getting working volunteers and collecting money for the conservation. Finally, one very important need is safe land, like the Kakapo had it before the European settlers came, with no predators or other threats. Thank you for watching.